What's up, everybody? Welcome back to IGN's live show from E3 2014. The conferences are done, thank God. Now we get to play video games. Dave Lang is here. How you doing, sir?
Good to see you again, Greg.
It's good to see you again.
Hey, last time I saw you, you were pile driving a John Drake body pillow into a non-breakaway table.
Well, yeah, that's what I do. I wanted the cheap pops there. Of course,
Yeah.
This is the Giant Bomb PAX panel, the Harmonix. We're going to play the WWF games here on N64.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I love those guys. But enough of that crap.
All
I'm
right.
not giving Gerstmann any more juice on
Well,
an IGN
I was
show, right?
more looking at it as a way to attack John Drake.
Well, John
Not so
Drake
much that.
sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's
It's
history's
like-
worst monster.
It's not. He is history's worst monster, and that's what's the best part about them taking the Kinect out of the Xbox One. It's like finally,
Yeah,
Harmonix
right?
has to shut down their studios. They
About
can't do this.
time.
And, it's just okay. We get
Yeah,
it.
all right.
Fantasia. What was that? It's never coming out.
So that was the appetizer. Let's give him the meal, Greg.
Yeah, all right. Killer
All right.
Instinct Season 2.
Let's go.
You're here to talk about it
All day.
It's all dive kick characters, I imagine.
Well, not yet.
Oh, not yet. I'm sorry. I got some bad information.
When this eventually becomes a runaway financial success, and we get to season like 10 and 11, that's when we'll be rolling in Dive Kick, Mr. N, all those guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Start running this beautiful bean footage over us while we talk about it. This is an interesting case. The Killer Instinct was one of these big Xbox One launch games.
Yeah.
They made a big deal about it, and then the developers were like, "We're done."
Yeah, it was really weird because Microsoft reached out to us like at the very end of last year, and they're like, "Hey, we might need a new developer for KI." And at first I was like, "Oh, that's amazing!"
Yeah.
That's like such. But then I'm like, "Oh, but wait a minute, it's kind of like dating a friend's girlfriend."
Right?
Like I don't wanna. How do I feel about this? And so Microsoft set up so I could talk to Patrick Gilmore, who runs Double Helix.
Yeah.
And talk to him, and he's like, "Listen, I can't tell you all the details, but it's totally amicable. We're
Yeah.
totally cool. We just can't work on it anymore." And we'd love for you guys to kind of jump in and take over. And they were super awesome.
I mean, is there trepidation as a developer to come in and work on somebody else's property? I mean, that's already been. It was just established. That's the weird part about it, right? It's not
Yeah.
like you reinvigorated something that had been gone forever.
Yeah, I mean, the good news about it, like, what trepidations I had were mostly about, like, is this cool with those guys?
Yeah.
But the game was amazing. Like,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
job they did on season 1 and just how fun the core gameplay is. And then thinking about just we can add our awesome stuff on top of that.
Yeah.
That got me really excited really quick, and everyone in the studio got super pumped.
All right.
So.
Well, you've brought some of the new awesome stuff. We just played
Yeah.
it. Let's go through it, and you can tell me exactly what the hell's happening because it moved too fast for my old eyes.
So this is TJ Combo. He's one of the 8 characters we'll be launching in season 1 this fall, or season 2 this fall. As you see, he's a kind of a rush down brawler type. He's very aggressive, wants to get in close, stay close. He plays a lot like Sablewolf, actually. Not a lot of super complicated joystick movements. It's basically just down, up, and buttons, left, right, and buttons to do stuff. His kind of signature moves, like right there, that was the Tremor. The Tremor does knockdowns if you're far away from him. It's just really hard to talk over what's going this fast. He's so fast, Greg, I can't
know.
talk over him.
This is what happens when I try to talk
One
or
of the things
run.
one of the things you're kind of seeing here over and over and over again is we kind of reworked the juggle system in KI. And so before, when you launch somebody in the air, there wasn't a lot you could do with them. In fact, with some characters, there's nothing you could do at all. The TJ Combo is a way to recapture and kind of keep juggles going like once he lands again.
Gotcha.
And so that's like where a lot of it comes from. It's basically just another tool in the player's kind of arsenal is to keep the fun stuff going.
So how hard was that then to come in and be like, all right, we're taking over this game and we already don't like this juggling? Like, is it weird to come in there? Do you feel weird? You've talked about the girlfriend reference.
Yeah.
Even when you date your friend's girlfriend, you don't go in and start changing her hair color and eye color.
Yeah, no, it's not so much. I mean, like I said, like the base we were building on was really, really good.
Right.
And so at this point, when it's coming from a context of like you're tweaking something and making changes to something that's like I said, layering awesome stuff on top of something that's good, that's a very different situation than like, oh, we got to retool this thing from scratch. These guys, everything they
this
did
thing was
sucked.
a train
Oh my
wreck.
God, how do we save this, right? And so that makes it like not awkward at all. The only hard part really was getting up to speed with the engine, the pipeline, the tools. And those guys were super awesome about giving us a push to get started with all that stuff.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's been really, really good. Yeah.
So now the thing I'm noticing about the gameplay, it's a lot more complicated than Dive Kick.
Yeah, it's like 6 buttons.
Yeah, I know. There's
If you
a lot
count
of
the
buttons
taunt,
there.
there's 7.
Holy
So,
crap! How did
yeah.
you guys? Was it intimidating to come into something like that?
Well, I can't lie, Greg. No, it was fine. No, we've got a lot of fighting game fans in the studio.
That's what's so funny about you guys is that when Dive Kick came out, there was the hardcore group that was like, this is awesome. How much fun? Okay, so It's a baby's game.
Yeah,
Two
yeah.
buttons. What are you on?
That was really weird because, like, we started off doing like Third Strike with Capcom, we did Marvel with Capcom, Darkstalkers, and like I said, over that time we've kind of built up a lot of fighting game abilities in the studio, right? And those are sports, and then to go to Dive Kick, it's like, oh, people were really. It's like, oh no, actually, people, like I said, think it's kind of a baby's game. There's not all this depth and strategy.
Yeah.
So then, in a way, it's really nice to come back to KI,
Yeah.
which is like 100% legit fighting game. It's something everyone in the studio can kind of get into and get behind.
Right.
And it's something that the competitive, like I said, we're all competitive gamers. A lot of us like go to EVO and compete. Like I'm gonna get my ass kicked in Ultra at
least
EVO
you know
this.
it.
Yeah, it's gonna go 0-2. It's fine. But that's what we're there for. That's why we make these games, because we want to play them. And it's just so fun to see something like TJ doing his work now, and knowing how quick it all came together. It's really, really rewarding.
So, you guys are still working on the game.
Yeah.
Season 2 coming out this fall. How do you know when to take your foot off the gas, right? It seems like fighting games in particular, right? It's like, oh, the hit window is just a fraction of a second too long, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It seems like all game developers say, right? If they could, they'd never release a game because they keep making it perfect.
Yeah.
Like, how do you figure out what works best for a fighter?
Well, it's even a little trickier for KI from a developer standpoint, because KI is free to play.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's not one kind of monolithic release and you're done.
Yeah.
It's constant updates. It's adding more characters, more backgrounds, more modes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of rinse, repeat situation. And all you can do is just constantly listen to the community.
Yeah.
From day one, Microsoft has been very good about listening to the fans, what they want, and seeing those changes reflected in the game whenever they can, right? And so, how long has your mic been out? Do we know?
They don't let me go home, and when I do,
He just said the nastiest things to me with his mic. You guys couldn't hear a word he was saying. He was being so mean to me. It was the
They're
worst.
still in B-roll. No, Nick's like,
Yeah.
my producer's in the ears like, no, we heard you. We know it's a joke.
So that's why it's funny, because when you hand a microphone all stealthy to somebody, then
Yeah.
that's humor.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
and now
Humor.
this is what they screwed up.
Yeah.
Because now I can go mobile. I don't need any of this crap no more. Oh,
Yeah.
Untethered. This is like an Apollo 13. Remember?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Level
Just
tears up.
rips it off.
I can finally stand
Yeah.
up here, start stretching out.
No.
This is the final demo in this place. They can't stop me. Oh God, does it feel good to be up, ladies? And
Released.
oh my God, and they can't stop me. There's
Yeah.
no one can stop me. I can get all lit up over here though.
Gotta do it.
Oh, I tell you what, Dave Lang.
Yes, sir.
This E3. is just
Dude,
getting started.
don't get started with that. We're just getting started.
Yeah.
We haven't even
I'm not
let.
allowed to be tired yet.
No, you're not allowed. Like you know when you can be tired?
When
I'm tired. You know when I'm tired?
What?
Never.
You're never tired?
Never.
How are you never tired?
Because guess what? Caffeine.
Well,
That's how it goes.
I need more caffeine, apparently.
Let's go.
We'll go after this then, I guess. So I guess then what's next? If it never stops,
Yeah.
if it's a free-to-play game you're updating all the time,
Yeah.
what do you do?
So I mean, we're still kind of figuring some of that stuff out. Like we can't talk about. A lot of people are like, oh, tell us who the other 7 characters are. Tell us what other game modes there are. And the reality is, we're not telling you because we're jerks. We're not telling you because we're not telling you.
Well, you're kind of
well,
jerks.
no,
Let's not lie about
I'm a
that
jerk
part.
for a different reason.
Yeah.
Like I'm well rated in jerkdom,
Yeah.
right? But no, it's mostly about. We want to figure out what the best stuff for the game is. We still have to make it, right? And
Yeah.
so until we make it and we know it's good, we don't want to talk about it. But there's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming this fall for KI, and it's all free to play. Buy it all up front if you want. Buy a little bit at a time if you want. You can play it how you want.
What do you see right now when you look at the back end? How are people enjoying Killer Instinct?
Really good. Like I think there's some problems we have to fix with some of the online stuff. Like there's the jail system. People aren't super happy with how that's currently established. I think we need to do some tweaks to that. But in terms of like just people loving the game and loving it for what it is, I mean, I think the biggest problem is there's this big gap between when Double Helix ended and when we're going to drop our first thing.
Yeah.
And people are kind of like, no, we want more now, right?
Yeah.
And we wish we could service
You're
those.
like, too bad, I'm working on it.
No, you'll never have more. The most fun as that would be to be. You can't be like that. So it's like, no, just take your time. It'll be worth it. Like TJ's going to be awesome. You can play him this week on the show floor. We're going to do 7 more characters, at least as fun as him, if not more fun. Guaranteed. That's the Iron Galaxy guarantee.
Whoa.
That's the Iron Galaxy guarantee. So yeah, it's going to be fun.
Dave, you're a lot of fun. Thank you for
I try.
coming by.
Hey, anytime.
Killer Instinct Season 2 out this fall.
Yep.
If not, come get them.
And it's in perpetuity. It's out this fall and in perpetuity.
Well, yes,
We're basically
it's out,
slavishly devoted to updating this game.
Okay.
Based on what you want, Greg.
Based on me.
Because you're a member of the community, right?
Oh, yeah, totally. I want
right.
Dry Bones in it, and then I want some Persona characters.
Well, we'll put that in the bucket.
All right,
we'll see what happens.
That's all I want to know.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot more from E3 for you, and it'll all be here on IGN as our live show continues. Features, interviews, gameplay, demos. Don't go anywhere else.